Hello everyone, I am Gregory Shannon and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing another demonstration video on editing techniques that you can do in Adobe Premiere. Now the video we will be working with today is called Laura in the Snow, and with this we'll be going over 10 techniques, so let's get right into it. So the first thing we'll be covering is called 3-point editing. Now with 3-point editing, it allows you to take a part of the video, how much of the video you want, and place it in to your timeline. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to delete this part of the video that I have right there. I'll delete it, and sorry about that. I'll delete it, and then I'll go to my timeline, and I'm going to put an in point and an out point in there. Now to do that, you go wherever you want the video. So as you'll see, I'm going to where I want my video to start, and I'll press I, and once I press I right there, that causes an end point, and that's where my video is going to start. Then I go to where I feel like my video should end, or at least that clip should end, and I'll press O, putting in the out point, input and out point, IO. And right after that, you're going to want to go to your timeline and do the same thing. Once you do that, you just hit I, then hit O, just like before. And now you have the same thing on both screens. You have an in point, out point for both. And once you do that, you just drag over your clip onto the timeline. And right there, it has the clip where you want it. So the next thing that we'll be covering is called fit to fill. Now, fit to fill is good for when you have a video or a clip that you want to be longer or start earlier, but it doesn't really fit the space that you have. So fit to fill comes in handy with that, and I'll show you how to do it. Now first, we're just going to be using the same space in the same video that we did for the last technique. What you're going to want to do is you want to create an in point and out point just like last time, and it's actually almost similar to last time. So you'll create your input and out point. I'll demonstrate it right there, and right after that, once you create the input and out point in the timeline, you want to go up to your video and also create an input and out point. So I'll demonstrate here. I'll move the video back a little bit just so it can be kind of longer than we did for the last one. I'll create the end point, and then make the video a bit longer by moving the out point forward. So once you have that, you want to go over to the overlay button. Now, the overlay button really comes in handy with it. That's a big part. And once you click it, as I do, you'll get a bunch of different buttons. And the one you want to do is the one at the top, and it will say fit to fill. Once you click that, and then click OK, it will put it into the timeline. So as you see, the video is now in the timeline, and what it will do is it will either speed the video up or slow it down. So in my case, it slowed the video down so it will fit more, and that's how it works. Then we have, which is probably the easiest thing we'll do in this video, and that's called nesting. Now, nesting is good for when you want to just take all your video clips and merge it into one. This way, when you feel confident that you have everything good and have everything down, you're able to just take it all and make it one video, and you won't really have to worry about editing it since you feel confident that it's done. So what you'll do is you will highlight your video or just click the videos that you want to be nested, and after that you can left click or go up to file. What I did was left click on the video, and when you scroll up you'll see nest, and once you hit nest, the video will turn green, and all the clips that you picked will fuse together. As you'll see in my video, you can see that once I hit nest, the clips turn green and they all merge together. And what I did afterwards is I just undid it because we'll still be working with more stuff. But that is essentially how to nest the video. Now the next three things we'll be going over is called a ripple, roll, and slide. These are really good for when you want to have pretty smooth transitions between your clips. They help out a lot in that way, and you really get a nice sense of how smooth you can make your clips look. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is is you go to the ripple button, which is 2 below the mouse, and as you can see, as you move the video over, you can move it to where it kind of lines up with the action. So I'm trying to move my video over to the right, and this will help make everything look smooth, make it look seamless. Almost like as she's walking, it cuts perfectly to another angle for walking in the same spot. And that's really where the ripple comes in. The ripple does a great job just making everything look seamless, everything look smooth. And the next thing we have is the roll. Now, the roll does a good job for, just moving it over. So with the roll, you move it, and it changes the point of edit for both videos. So it kind of keeps the effect that you have for moving or for the seamless transition, but it just puts it somewhere else or puts it at another point of the video. As you can see, when she got close to the bushes, the camera was in the bushes. Now, the last thing that we have is the slide. And what the slide does is that it will take one of the clips, and that at that point, it will still have the same transition, but the clip that you choose, it will move it to a different point. So, say another part of the clip looks really good, even though it's not the original place you wanted it to be, or it looks really good from another point of view or from another starting point for the transition. The slide will slide the video all the way over to where you want it to be, so it gets you to that point. As you'll see, when you go down to the slide button, you hit the slide button and you move your video where you want it. As you see on my video, I moved it a bit to the right, or just so where the camera's in the bushes moving with her. And that's the power of the slide. You can really just move and have your video wherever you want it. And the ripple, roll, and slide buttons are really good for just getting a sense or getting a feel of making your clips or making the transition between two clips seem perfectly smooth. Now, next we'll be working with something called time ramping. And time ramping is good for slowing your video down or speeding it up. And with that, you can use it to make your videos seem more dramatic, or I guess for speed, add more humor. Now, when you do this, what you'll want to do is go up to the FX button, and once you right-click it or double-click it, you'll go down to time ramping, and that will show you speed. And now, by clicking on the line and dragging it down, you can slow the video down, or and as you see, as I'm playing the video now, it slows down. Or you can take the video and move the bar up. And by moving the bar up, you are increasing the speed. As you see right there, I am increasing the speed by moving the bar up. And depending on what you do, will either make the video shorter or make the video longer. Because if you're slowing it down, the video will get longer generally. Or if you're speeding it up, the video will get faster. So depending on what you do affects the video. Now, another thing you can do, you can slow it down in sections. This is really good for just gradually slowing the video down and making one scene slower, or just one part of your video slower. So what you'll do is, if you're on Mac, which I am, you'll hit Command, and the button will turn white. Now, once you put down the marker, you don't want to separate it. People normally make that mistake. What you want to do is you want to bring the video down, and you want to slow it down first. This way, when you separate it, as you see right now, when you separate it, after I finish slowing it down, when you separate it, the video, or that part of the video that you have the markers in, will gradually start to slow down, and it will go from 100 all the way to what you brought it down to. I brought it down to 50, so it gradually slows down to 50% speed. And another thing that you can do, as I replay it slowing down again, another thing you can do is make it go faster. So what you can do is you can move over to another spot of the video, and you can put a marker down there to make the video go faster. So what you would do is you put another marker down and raise the video, or the line on the video this time, so this way it goes faster. And having that back together, you can have this nice little scene, or having them back to back, you can create this nice little scene of the video slowing down and getting more dramatic, and then picking back up to where it was. And this can help you with a lot with making your video seem more interesting, or just more dramatic, or add more humor if you want to speed the video up. But as you can see, the video will slow down and then pick back up. Now, the last thing we'll be doing in this video is adding the effects. Adding the effects do a lot, and it'll really help sometimes just putting it in. So what you want to do is, where your video files are, go to the button in the top right and scroll down to effects. Once you hit that, just go to whatever effects you want and just put it in. I'll go to general, and then I'll add lightning, because, you know, why not? Lightning can be pretty cool. And once you add the effect in, all you have to do is click it, really, and you can see the effect is in the video, but that's not all you can do. If you go up to the editing panel, you can control the effect. So what I'm going to do right now is control the capacity. And you know, with adding effects, or just video effects in general, it can do a lot for your video. One of the things it can do is just make it stand out more, and make scenes more dramatic, and a bunch of stuff. Adding effects is a really good thing to do, and within this panel you can do a lot. You can blend colors with the effect, or just how the video and the effect mash up together, as you can see right now. And another thing you can do is even mess with the speed. There really is just a lot of possibilities to do with this whole thing. Now, there is a way for you to have multiple effects within your video. That's by adding an adjustment layer. And adjustment layers help, really, if you want to have multiple effects. The best way to do it is if you go down to the, looks like a piece of paper at the bottom of the screen where your video is. Go down to that and then click it, and you'll see the adjustment layer. Now, once you click on the adjustment layer, it will pop up, and all you need to do is drag it to your timeline. And once you have the adjustment layer in there, you can make it as long as you want. The video really, it works with you, or the adjustment layer works with your video. So if you want it to be the whole video or not, the adjustment layer will be there, and you can make it as long as you want, really. Now, after that, you'll go back over to your effects, and you can add as much as you want. I'm just adding lightning, but really there is just no possibility with the amount of effects you can have. And just like before, you can edit it as much as you want, and it really just shows you, it really just gives you endless possibilities with what you can have in your video and how many effects you can have in your video. Now, that is all we'll be covering for today. Thank you for watching my video, and I really hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and make sure to hit subscribe so you can catch up on more videos like this later on.